It's time for another Norse pagan pet peeve. Lord of the Rings. I know I'm going to get some flack for this. And don't get me wrong, from like a narrative standpoint, from a linguistic standpoint, from a world building standpoint, Lord of the Rings is a very rich novel. It's very good. My wife is very into it. She grew up with it and she explains it to me all the time. My problem is in the fact that Tolkien was a Catholic. He's a Christian that essentially took pagan themes and Christianized them, right? He literally appropriated paganism and put it in an easily digestible Christian narrative. Gandalf is technically an angel, despite being kind of an Odin archetype in a sense. Overall, it just sits with me really badly that somebody would take the mythology, the Norse and even a little bit of Celtic mythology, and really manipulate it to fit a Christian narrative. One of the intentions of Tolkien was to create a European mythology. Well, there are multiple European mythologies that already existed. He actually had a club, I think he called it like the Viking Club or something, where him and other people of his day that were interested in those kind of mythologies got together. So I'm not a really big fan of it. And I actually have a similar issue with Harry Potter. I don't know if J.K. Rowling is Christian, but she definitely comes from the perspective of the Christian overculture. And that's why in Harry Potter, rather than pagan holidays, you have Christian holidays, for example. And really, one of the mistakes that they both make, and C.S. Lewis does this too, but his is more deliberate, is they take pagan things and then they dumb them down. Like, I really enjoy when somebody takes a mythology and adapts it, you know, like the acting is absolutely terrible, but like the show Lost Girl, I really enjoyed that. I mentioned that in my Faith or Not video. And Supernatural does this too, where they take existing lore and then they adapt it to the world they've built. And I think that's pretty good. But when you actually take everything and then just manipulate it to the point where it no longer has the original substance, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth, and not a fan. And I know a lot of pagans are, which is why I'm expecting some flack. But feel free to elaborate, make it a conversation. Skull.
Those fucking Hobbit movies were boring as hell. All it was a bunch of people walking. 3 movies of people walking to a fucking volcano.